Well, we have about 40 acres left of corn on the field that I'm on, and then we're gonna move and do like 160 or so. Then after that, we're done with corn. And the next thing that we're gonna be doing is hopping back over to soybeans, which I think like 3 videos ago, we were on soybeans and we pulled off of them because they were a little too green. The soybeans themselves weren't green, but the stems and leaves were pretty green. But what I'm trying to get at here is whenever we get done with the soybean field that we pulled off of, we will most likely be going to this field and be trying it, which there is still a little bit of green leaves out there. I don't know if y'all can tell with the sunrise in the background, but there is a pretty green tint across the field, which we have the rest of today and maybe 2 days on the field that I pulled off of. So we still have, 3 to 4 days, somewhere in there, give or take, for these to dry down just a little bit. And the reason why these are so green is because they got hailed on. Like, they thought it was a total loss. And they started coming back up, and now they have pods on them. So, kind of a miracle on that. Those soybeans aren't going to break the yield monitor by any means, but a little bit is better than none. But we're headed out to the field right now. I have to finish my 50 hour that I didn't do yesterday. And then we have to pump DEF and fuel in it, and then we'll get going for the day. I got a battery today, and it's actually charged. I am going to do a 50-hour service, although I did forget my tripod, so I really don't have anywhere to prop y'all up. So I'm going to do a 50-hour, and then I'll get back at y'all. Look how pretty it is this morning. I bet the camera does no justice to that. There's like a haze across the road. Wow. Honestly, if you're looking for a job that's super peaceful, farming is definitely it. It's either peaceful or chaotic. There's no in between. And it can literally switch instantly. It's pretty crazy. It only works whenever you have a camera on. I swear. It never goes that smoothly. Dang, the inside's just as dirty as outside. Holy. I remember as a kid when I was probably, I don't know, what would I be? 10, 11, 12 years old. I don't know if they had California dusters back in the day or not. I can't remember. But all I know is whenever I was, that age, most of the time I rode in the combine with Dad. And in the mornings, he would grease, fuel. Everything that I do now is what he did back in the day. And then I would wash the windows and clean the inside of the combine. But it was with glass cleaner and blue shop towels. There was no such thing as just wiping it down with a California duster. Let's just say the window cleaning doesn't take as long as it did back in the day. Well, I got 32 ounces of chocolate milk and about 46 acres of corn left in this field, so let's go to work. Well, if you didn't have irrigation, this is exactly what your corn would look like. This is the dry land corner. That is why water is super important.
Just like the other field of beans, this one has a lot of green leaves. The stems are both dry and green. The beans are dry, so it just makes it very difficult, and especially since we had 4.5 hours of breakdown time yesterday. I was trying to make some kind of progress at night, and beans at night, no. I cut as far as I could around like the center point so that this morning we could get here and get the pivot moving so that I could have it out of the way and cut on the other side. But here's our issue. Do you see those guys over there? I don't know if you can see them. Working on the power poles. Yeah, that means no electricity to the pivot, so I'm going to finish this side, and probably, I only opened up half of the field last night. I didn't have time to open up the rest, and I was trying to just be productive and get trucks loaded. If everything goes smoothly, I should finish mid-afternoon, and then we'll be moving back to where Hayden is. So, and I'm kind of hoping that he leaves me some corn, but otherwise we'll be back on beans. Okay, this is the second time that this has happened. Not today, but just in general, fall harvest soybeans. My chopper just goes into neutral and plugs everything. So we're gonna get out and dig that out. I'll leave it in neutral and then I'll clean it out and then I'll pull it all the way out. The farmer that I work for, his harvest is complete. We are done. So now we will get moved to where Hayden is. He is on corn, on the last field of corn, and then we will go back to soybeans.
Well, Mom is on her last field of soybeans, which is also the last field for the farmer that she's working for. So, if everything stays together today on her side, she should be able to come over here and we should be able to meet up today and stay together for the rest of the time. According to Op Center, she'll be done at 4:26 p.m. So it might be like an hour or so moved. So maybe at like 5:30 this afternoon, she can get moved over to me and we'll be on corn. Well, we're on our last row for this field. And no, this is not self-inflicted. This is the end of the planter. I'll leave that up to Mom to leave row shames. Well, on to the next one. Well, we made it to the new field, and I got it opened up, and I also had to tweak some settings. The moisture is about 3 to 4% higher, and it's about 60 bushel to 70 bushel more in the yield. But we're going pretty smoothly, going back and forth. Well, I guess Mom and Cody are back. Compared to the farmer's grain carts, Cody's grain cart looks so short. which is actually the reason why we like we're in avalanches, is because they're so short. That way you're not so tall whenever you're hauling them down the road. But it does look tiny.
Well, that escalated quickly. Back on corn. This is the last cornfield of fall harvest so far. Unless someone else calls, this will be it for corn. Kind of makes me sad, but at least I got to the field and Hayden's already had it opened up, so I get the good stuff. Because I don't really care for opening up a field, but it's already done, so I get to just dive in. It's kind of nice.
Do y'all like my amazing clean windows? I've had to hit the windshield wiper a couple of times, let's just say that. Well, it is 7:37 and we're done for the night. I don't know the exact reason, but we started loading trucks rather than dumping into the bin. I'm sure there's some reason. I don't know if the bin got full or if they just don't have lights over there and thought it'd be easier to dump in the trucks, but we filled all the trucks. But Mom was over there, she's taking the last pass, and I'm having to deadhead to this end of the field, because if we go over, we are done with this side of the field. So we have this half left, but the pivot is kind of like angled across here, and we'd have to wait for it to swing over here to cut this side. Plus, everything is loaded, so I guess 2 reasons why we're stopping. Well, I guess we're gonna finish up corn tomorrow, and then I'm sure switch to soybeans and go back to the field that I pulled off of a couple of videos ago. But I do think that is gonna be it for today's video. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all on the next one.